Freddie, yesterday you named your first 5 players for the 2020 New South Wales Blues squad. Talk to me about the preparation and the decision-making process behind that.
Well, we do it over a long time, and so that consistency really comes out, and we always encourage. You've got to be good for your club, and there's a lot of really good players that missed out that have been fantastic for their club, which have been real tough seasons. So there's a lot of thought, and there's also we're going into 4 weeks of finals. So you've got to assume there's going to be some injuries. So I wouldn't say those 5 players we chose are the only ones, but we feel like we're certain with those blokes going into a 27-man squad, which will come together on the 19th of next month.
You've spoken previously about one of the best pieces of advice you've received in terms of selection is you don't pick your team until the final day, or you keep it as late as possible. I'm assuming that might have been the same case yesterday with the likes of Cameron McInnes and Tyson Frizzell, who produced some really good performances against the Storm.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all through the season, and it's a great way to go through just the season, because you're sort of constantly talking about people and watching and then going to the game and seeing how they handle whether they played good the week before or bad, and that's the part where the research that we do each week works so good, and you get a really good gauge of the seasons, how they handle pressure, how they handle great games, and then how they handle coming off not so great games. So that alone gives me such a good idea from how I feel like I want to coach and who I want to coach at the time. So and coming down to that, once again, Tyson scored a couple of tries, and a bludger of the season for the Dragons, and had so much pressure on him. But Cam McInnes has been, I've got to say, one of the best players of the season. He's just stood up and under all sorts of conditions and just handled it. And I can't wait. I've spoken to him already, and I just can't wait to sort of speak to him and talk to him about footy, and because I just know he's a footy nut, and that will suit our camp.
You just spoke about pressure and playing under pressure. That's been something that you've really, I dare say, prided the Blues on, is the ability to play under pressure. So I'm assuming moving forward into a final series, pressure is everywhere from the first minute till the last. Is that a key indicator for you in terms of players being able to deliver in those key moments?
Yeah, and the beauty of the last 2 years is the teams that have finished at the top of the competition have been a lot of Sydney teams, and obviously a lot of our teams have got New South Wales players. So that's been a real benefit for us. With bringing a lot of blokes in who are part of winning teams and winning combinations, winning formulas, and they've learned that gel. So that's the thing. We have very little time normally to get this right, and you need to be able to sort of bring players that are living with it day in, day out.
Kotoni Staggs unfortunately injured his ACL, I believe, on Thursday night. He was a player that was firmly in calculations. How did you reflect on Kotoni Staggs' season prior into that injury?
Yeah, well, I rang Kotoni. I rang him the next day, and he was part of our plans without a doubt. So I think just the way he's played this year, I think there's parts of his game that, are mostly a victim of where they are, but we try to, we want to get those players that, even in losing sides, can still stand up and be positive for their club. And that's something he's done so well. He's just been so powerful, and any chance that Brisbane have had of winning has always been on the back of him and, what Payne Haas does in the middle as well. So, that's why those two are definitely going to be included, but it's come down to Payne now. So look forward to Payne coming down, and hopefully we can finish off the season in a positive note for him.
Just lastly, a lot of Sydney teams, a lot of Blues players playing in the final series. Anyone in particular that you're really excited to watch moving forward?
I'm loving watching Penrith. It's the way they're playing. Individuals, I think Cody's been awesome. Cody Walker's been awesome. So, there's also other, I always watch Parramatta and hoping Fergo gets a couple of tries. But I've sort of had my favourites I like to watch, but I've got to say, watching Penrith at the moment as a group has been fantastic. And it's hard to not watching Cody last week, and what he's done over the last month or so has been pretty impressive.